Most popular mobile phone brand from 1998 to 2023. What's this? I'll move this over. Jesus, Nokia was fucking huge. Oh my god. Right about here, 2001 is about whenever my dad got a cell phone. He was basically the first person that I knew that had a cell phone. I didn't know Samsung was making phones back then. Samsung wasn't a popular mobile manufacturer till later? Yeah. Does Nokia still even exist? It does. Yeah, Nokia, Motorola, LG, they still make phones, but they make the, like a lot of them make burner phones, right? So like they're the phones that like you buy them in like the blister pack at the store for like $35 or something like that. That's what they make. LG, oh, LG stopped? Okay, I guess maybe, did they stop in the last 5 years? Because I feel like I saw an LG phone semi-recently. Yeah, okay, so it's very recent, okay. 2 years? Okay. I'm not crazy. Did you have a sidekick? No. I didn't have a smartphone until 2014. I got one, you know, I was like going to college and, you know, I was finally able to like afford it. And then I, you know, was fine. Razer hitting hard? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Razer, this was the Razer phone. This was crazy. I remember my friend Eric had one at school, and he would always flip it out, and I'd always be jealous. Like, fuck, man, why don't I have that? Where's the BlackBerry? That's 2008. Actually, it's 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. Yeah, there it is. Motorola's BlackBerry? Is it really? Damn. I thought it was Samsung. I don't remember. Like, back then I had, you know, like, one phone. That was it. I had a flip phone, you know, for a very, very long time. I mean, having a smartphone back in the day was expensive because you have to pay for data. Oh, there's Apple right there. So as soon as Apple iPhone came out... Bro, I don't think people realize, like, how... It's actually insane how far ahead Apple was. And it's so weird to me because, like, Apple will bring out a product and it's like, yes, this is the iBox. And it's a box that you can put things in, but it's electronic and there are lights on the bottom when you open it. And there's going to be like, you know, the prices are starting at $499.99, right? $500. This is the cheapest one you get in the boxes this big. And it's like, what are you really talking about here? But what ends up happening is that Apple has come out, though, like, I think that they had the Mac 2, right? The original Macintosh PC. They had the iPhone. I think the iPod. And I feel like those are the big three. That Apple released the iMac, I don't think iMac was that big. I think only the original Macintosh was, like, groundbreaking, like, just completely ahead of everything. Right, the iPad? I don't think the iPad either. I honestly don't think so, because Microsoft made an iPad over 5 years before that, prior to that. It's just that nobody used it because the technology wasn't really relevant at the time. So yeah, I don't think so. It's crazy how, like, whenever Apple hits with a product, it, like, just completely defines the industry. It's insane. The MacBook? Yeah. I think MacBook is that crazy. Samsung? Yeah. See, I got my first phone was a Samsung S4, I think. iPod was massive for us Zoomers. Oh yeah, I had an iPod too. Basically everybody my age had an iPod. Nokia's coming back, bro. Actually, not really. It's just like the other ones are going down even more. I always assumed Samsung was the biggest, but yeah, I'm actually curious to see if Apple will overtake Samsung or not, because I really don't know. I've always used Samsung phones. I don't think so, yeah. It's the biggest because of India. Is that right? And I guess Huawei is probably like, what, a Chinese phone maker or something like that? Yeah? Big surprise. Okay, yeah, they're number 2. I'm surprised they're not number 1. There's a lot of fucking people in China. Damn, Samsung is actually more popular than Apple. Damn. God damn. Apple sucks. Look, the reason why I don't use an iPhone, honestly, it's not the price. I just feel like Samsungs are easier to use. Straight up. I feel like, yeah, the phones are just easier to use, and there's less like issues with them, right? Like I can just plug it into my PC. It's like I want to have that compatibility and ease of access, and I feel like the Apple phones, I think, are really good for people that I guess like aren't very tech literate, I would say. Or like, it's not that they're not tech literate, but they're not like tech inclined, because Apple, I think, does a really great job of preventing people from going off the rails, right? With like their phone and doing things that are bad. So I think that's what Apple's very, very good at. But as somebody, like, obviously I've used technology my whole life. Yeah, the Apple ecosystem, right? And like, also, if you have an Apple phone, you have an Apple, watch, you have an Apple PC, you have a MacBook, right? You obviously would want to buy an iPhone. Like, it just makes sense. Like, of course you'd do that. And if I had all those things, I'd also buy an iPhone. But for me, I've always used a Samsung phone. It seems really simple. The Samsung phone, I guess this is the best way for me to look at it, is that Samsung phones operate off of the same logic that I've spent the last 30 years learning with computers, and iPhones don't really do that in the same way that is as intuitive. Like, for example, like, if I think, oh, okay, so how do you make something bigger? Okay, well, then you zoom in, right? How do you make something smaller? Okay, you hold the button down, right? And, like, these are just things that, as a PC user, you just get used to doing. The Asus ROG phone is amazing for games. Yeah, I just don't really like. I mean, you know what else is amazing for games? A computer. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. But that's the reason why I don't have an iPhone. But I don't think iPhones are bad. I feel like they're just basically another, like, it's just the same thing as a Samsung phone, except it just functions a little bit different. That's about it. So yeah, Samsung also makes household appliances and probably has more product loyalty in other countries. Yeah, like I like Samsung. Like, sure, absolutely. I've never had one of my phones like really fuck up. Like, I've had it to where, like, the phone started getting slow. Like, I have that a lot, and I bought 2 new phones. But I bought this phone. When did I buy this phone? Let me look at the earliest picture on this phone. And December 7th, 2020. That's the first picture that I took on this phone, and it's of myself, naturally. And so, yeah, there you go. So I've had it for 4 years, and this phone works and functions just as well as it did the day that I bought it. Which is astonishing, because like I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be planned obsolescence or something like that. But yeah, it's just been working just fine, man. So yeah, no need for a new phone every 2 years. Bullshit. No, I'm not going to buy a new phone, because if I buy a new phone, then I have to deal with a new phone. Now I have to go to the store. I have to add all the stuff back into my phone, log in all my accounts. Like, if this phone is doing the function that I want it to. Now, if this phone, like, if it broke, right? I can't turn it on anymore. It doesn't work anymore. It's like, shit. Okay, well, I'll go to Best Buy, or I'll go to like Target, and I'll buy a new phone, right? Just buy a new phone. It's not a big deal. But like, there's no reason for me to do that, because it's just not relevant to me. S20 Ultra is a Giga Chad? Yeah, exactly. What model is it? Let me see what model my phone is. About phone. Galaxy S20 Ultra 5G. That's why we have the Shungite Cube. to counteract it. What's this here? Bluetooth, just copy everything from your older phone settings. Yeah, I know that, but like I don't have that setting turned on because it makes me like I don't like it. I think that's a level of it's a level of technology I don't fully understand the context of, and so I don't use it. And I know like it might sound like a Kekona thing or like a like caveman thing. It's a level of intrusion. It makes me feel like basically it would be easier for somebody to get my information with that. It doesn't do everything. Yeah, I know. It's the same reason why, for example, like I don't save payment details into any of my PCs except for like one. Other than that, I don't use any payment detail saving, and I only do like, I think it's like also like I have some people like my mom, for example, she would never buy WoW subscriptions. She would go to Target. We would go to Target every 2 months, and she would go there and she would buy the WoW card, the 60-day game card. And I have a stack of WoW cards in my room that is this fucking tall of all of her WoW cards over the years. So yeah, there it is.